everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. I also have a copy shop with signed paperbacks and swag, which you can also find below. So last week I talked about anxiety, and I will link that up in the cards. But I thought that this week I would do a more general rather than a specific condition, because there are so many of them that falls into this. So usual disclaimer, I am far from the only chronic heel and or disabled Authortuber on YouTube, and everything is going to be mostly related to my own experience. I'm not going to talk about conditions I don't experience, because that feels like it would be giving false info, and I don't want to be doing that. So with that said, let's talk about trying to write while also having chronic pain. Number 1, meds can help, and they can't too. I've always been pretty lucky in that I have good doctors who have been willing to medicate me for my pain. I know that's not the case for everyone, which completely sucks, but those meds can also be a hindrance sometimes too. That whole saying of write drunk, edit sober comes to mind. Meds can help me be more productive and focus better, but sometimes they can also be why that focus is waning. It can be a toss-up of not hurting too badly or only being able to sleep. Neither one is bad, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't medicate how you see fit. No shame in needing meds. I just mean, for me personally, sometimes they take my concentration and run it through a blender. So sometimes it can be the difference between work happening or not. And sometimes it can be the very reason that I do nothing for days. And that's okay. It's about finding that balance that works for you. Number 2. Rest is not a bad word. I've said this before and I'll say it again. You are allowed to rest, to take breaks, and to need time to just curl up and not be in the world for a while. There's nothing wrong with needing to rest, and it's going to be something that I keep reminding you all about, because too much I see people advocating for pushing, which I'll talk about more in a moment, and that's just not okay. Taking the time on bad days and even on good ones to recharge, to relax, to rest is a powerful thing that will keep you going more often than not. And it doesn't just have to be bad days, like I said, it can be on the good ones too. That's allowed. So yeah, rest is not a bad word, and make sure you throw in some recharging in there too, because that is also just as important. Number 3, good days are not for pushing. So here we are at that point where I mentioned just now. If you have a run of bad days and then in the distance a good day appears, that does not mean trying to squeeze all of the things into that one good day. All that does is make more bad days appear, and it's a vicious cycle which can be very hard to break. I understand the temptation, believe me, I do, but you have to keep your focus on pacing yourself. While it can feel like you'll never keep up with your healthy and abled peers, that's okay. You're allowed to go at your own speed with this. No one should be telling you differently. So keep yourself on target pacing wise, and don't push yourself into a flare. Those are never fun. And number 4, delaying things doesn't make you bad. I've been published for almost 20 years now, and I know that a lot of people think I do so much, I never have anything go wrong, or never miss a goal. I do, and that doesn't make me any less valid as an author or writer, and neither does it for you either. I just said about keeping up with other authors and writers, and it's one of those traps that you can fall into. But a few years ago, I was all primed to release my second book of the year and realised I did not have the spoons. So I pulled it and pushed it back for the following year, and that was a very good thing. What followed was a number of years where I was only releasing one book a year, and while the urge was to go back to 2 immediately, it just wasn't possible. Having to delay a release or maybe work on something more than other writers do, it's okay. Like one of my BFFs, Kim, said, it takes as long as it takes, and that's okay. So keep that in mind. You've got this. So there we go, those are my tips about when it comes to writing with chronic pain. As I said, this covers a myriad of conditions, because chronic pain is more a symptom than a condition, but sometimes it can be a condition all on its own because you don't really know what's causing it. I've had a number of years to deal with chronic pain. I've had a number of years to get used to working out how I work and when I work and what works for me. And while it may not be something that you fall into instantly, it is possible to find sort of like an even balance of how to pace yourself, not push yourself too hard, and still get work done. Everyone is different and everyone needs different things, and that's okay. So what's one of your tips for writing with chronic pain? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media and my books are available everywhere. You can also support me in my coffee shop and you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pick up Translucent, which is the second in a young adult dystopian quartet. And also don't forget to grab a ticket for Wonderland in Nottingham in July, where I'll be signing books. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching and remember to keep writing. Bye.